Hi there. I am Laser, a director and story artist in TV and feature animation, and I'm here to talk about what's going on with animation. So, I didn't script this. I thought about it for a while, truthfully, for a long while, and I have been trying to figure out what to do with my life. And that might seem weird to many of you who might see me as achieving certain goals and ambitions in my career. But the funny thing is, it's a very strange time right now. During COVID, animation was blowing up. It was succeeding. We were all getting careers. In fact, it was some of the best career years of my life. I got to work on some amazing projects with some amazing people. But the truth is, there's sort of this ominous cloud right now hanging over animation, and I've been trying to figure out how to talk to people because I get reached out to by a lot of students, a lot of hopefuls, a lot of people early in their careers trying to break in and figure out what to do. And it's really hard to give advice when I myself am trying to figure out what to do. So the last couple of years, I have been seeing not just myself but others floundering in an environment that feels inhospitable. What are the causes of this? Well, there are currently a lot of existential threats to the animation industry in ways I've never seen it before. And the weird thing is, animation is doing super well. So you sort of ask the question, what's going on? And there's a lot of things. So the one that probably many animation fans probably know about is AI. AI is definitely a big existential threat to animation. And it is to a lot of careers, certainly. But what makes animation uniquely targeted is, the big boom of projects, and AI attention came from ChatGPT, and a lot of these sort of open AI. But the problem is, a lot of our work was utilized to seed the AI. And so a lot of us feel a certain way where all of a sudden we see years of effort put into this work that we've built be kind of co-opted by people making enormous profits off of our work. And frankly, many of us struggling now to, get a barista job. So you kind of sit here and think and go, well, I've built up portfolio and career of however many years, and what the hell am I supposed to do? And I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. It sucks. Dude, it's rough, and I don't have easy answers for it. I have a lot of friends in tech that I respect the hell out of, but I think ultimately it's really a balance of who is using this technology and why. These sort of consequences for the enormous amount of job loss we're going to see. And so what do I see for the future of animation? I mean, certainly I think there will always be a role for creative people. I think we have to see ourselves a little bit differently. And what's quite funny is, as an artist, I never quite saw myself in my work as someone that, I didn't go to art school. I actually went to a program where I studied the concept of narrative media. And so I came at this field from a very different approach, where I wanted to find different venues for storytelling. I, as a introverted, quiet kid, kind of plugged away at projects that I could handle. I wanted to actually be a film student, but I was too shy to talk to other kids. And if you want to make film, and ask for cameras and stuff, you know, it's very cheap to draw on a bunch of pieces of paper. Tablets, obviously expensive, but it's much cheaper to draw your ideas and bring them to life. And so I thought about being a writer. Parents weren't cool with that one. Writing kind of seemed like more trickier to get into without having connections. But art was something always that I could draw and express so much with my art. And so, frankly, I've always wanted to be a storyteller, but I like to excel at the craft side of drawing because, for me, it makes me a better storyteller, but ultimately I want to be a director. That's why I love being in the director's seat. I love being in the space to direct stories. And I still feel like that role in a world of AI is still going to exist and is very important. And maybe it's denial. I like to say hopeful of me to think, well, what I want to do the most is direct and craft the story and guide the story. Sorry, this is incoherent. There's no really logic to this. I didn't write anything out. I hope to do more written out content at some point. I don't know. I don't know, man. So is animation dead? That's the question I posit at the top of this. No. Animation isn't dead, but the traditional animation industry is changing. Into what? We don't know. How many years will it take till things stabilize? It could be one. It could be it never comes back. And I'm scared. I'm scared for the fact that I put years of my life into a career I dreamed of succeeding in, and afraid that one day I'll wake up and I'll have to shift gears and scramble. So this is me before that moment to try to find a way to figure out what to do. I do think there will always be a space in streaming for long-form content, but I have also been feeling for a while that the future of storytelling is on these platforms, and it's something I'm struggling with. I've avoided social media for a really long time. I consume a lot of it, but I was always afraid of putting myself out there, and it's something that I'm still struggling with and trying to do more because I want to create more freely, but I'm terrified. It's risky, and I'm a risk-adverse person. So this is me taking a risk and trying something new and throwing myself out there. If my professional career is going to be as unstable as social media, why the hell not trying to make indie content? As for the kind of projects I want to make, well, I actually am taking time to work in the publishing space on a graphic novel, which has been super cool, and thank God. In the meantime, while I toil away in secret and still work, animation jobs here and there, I'm hoping to build and foster more of an open communication style, because I'm kind of toiling away in secret on this graphic novel, and while I'm so excited to bring it to the forefront, I feel like during this time period while I'm kind of creating alone, I see these sort of video formats to be low-level involvement on my end. For personal reasons, it's less of a burden on me than drawing. And so I have to balance the time I take when I draw because it's very physically intensive. As for the kind of projects I want to make, I'm thinking about doing some tutorials or media analysis from the perspective of someone that's worked in animation and directing. Obviously, I will be respectful to the artists that worked on it, and actually would love to talk about some of the behind the scenes as to why things are made the way they are. So also let me know kind of what you guys would like to see from me. As a note, I do have NDAs, I do have relationships still in animation that I don't want to squander, so I'm going to be very cautious in the way I speak at times because there's legal red tape, and to be frank, if you leave a comment that I can't respond to, I'm sorry, I can't. There are legal consequences for my livelihood and for people I know, so I will be very cognizant of that and respectful of that. What else? Final words, final thoughts? I don't know.